notes are page 2. All of this will be reviewed. It is not new. Parker, will you kind of keep an eye on that camera, make sure like it doesn't get blurry, because sometimes it does, and you just have to tap the screen and it clears up like that. Perfect. Thank you, dear. Okay, so we're solving equations. I'm not gonna have y'all I'm just gonna kind of talk through this with you. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this because you know how to do this. This is not new, okay? And I can do the math itself in my head quicker than y'all can put it in a calculator. If you have your calculator, great. If you can use it. If you don't worry about it right now. I have some out here for y'all when we get to the assignment, but as far as like for the lesson, I'm gonna move through relatively quickly because I'm not teaching you anything new. Is everybody okay? Yes? Okay, so if you have your calculator handy, great. If you don't, it's all right. How do we, just a quick review, how do you put a fraction in your calculator? Because that is important. Alpha y equals, all right, that's really important that we know that. That's your alpha, y equals, that'll give you a fraction, so we'll need that when we get down here. All right, so when we solve equations, we basically do the order of operations in reverse. Everybody okay with that? What is your order of operations? Yeah, it's your PEMDAS. Everybody okay with that? But when we're solving, we're going backwards. Everybody good? Okay, so I'm not doing number 1. I'm going to come over here to number 2. All right, so on number 2, because I have this denominator down here, I do not want a fraction, right, if I can avoid it, yes? So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply both sides by -4 so that I can get rid of that fraction. Everybody okay there? Yes? All right, so that's going to, and I'm going to distribute this 3 at the same time. Are y'all okay that I'm doing 2 steps at once? All right, so this part, over here, the -4's cancel, goes away. Here, when I distribute the 3, that's 3 times 5 gives us 15, and 3 times -3x is -9x. And then on this side over here, -15 times -4 is going to give us negative or positive? Positive what? 60, okay? All right, so now I have a linear equation that should be pretty straightforward to solve. What do I need to do here? What needs to move? 15, so I'm going to subtract it on both sides, because whatever I do on one side of the equation, I have to do on the other. Make sure you don't forget that that's a negative in front of that 9x, and we bring it down. Everybody okay there? All right, 60 minus 15 gives us 45. Now I'm going to divide by -9. 45 divided by -9 means x is equal to what? -5. Now, I could check that. I could go back and plug it in and prove it. Should you probably do that? Yes. Are we doing it right now for the purposes of your notes? No. Everybody okay with that? But you go plug it back in your calculator and check it. Everybody good? Okay, I'm jumping down here to number 16 because I want to talk about this with the fractions. On this, well, let me say this. On this problem right here, I'm not going to work this all the way out, but I can tell you what I would do, okay? I would first add this 5 and get it to the other side. So I would do this. Everybody okay there? The next thing I would do is divide by 2 here to get rid of that. Actually, you can drop the parentheses right there if you want to. And that would give you 58. And you can solve that from there. Are y'all okay with that on that problem? It's a little bit different, but I just want to make sure, because a lot of times y'all look at that and y'all would say, well, you would want to distribute that 2 first, but you're creating extra work for yourself. It's okay if you distributed the 2 first. It would still be fine. You would just end up having to combine like terms on the left first, and so that saves you a little bit of a step by not distributing the 2. It's not wrong to do it that way. It is okay. I just wanted to show y'all, like, I would do it in that order to save a step. Everybody okay? All right. So if you distributed first, it would have been fine. All right, on this one right here, kind of the same thing. I could distribute -15 over 16 to both of those. Like, I could multiply those fractions first. But if I think about it, like, I'm taking things apart. So I'm trying to get stuff away from this, right? So I don't wanna put the negative 15 over 16 in, I wanna separate it back, I wanna get it to the other side. Is everybody okay with that? So to get it to the other side, technically, I would need to divide by negative 15 over 16, right? Because it's multiplied. So, but I'm not really gonna divide it because I can't really divide a fraction anyway. So I'm gonna multiply by its reciprocal. Is everybody okay with what I just said? Alright, so I'm gonna multiply both sides by negative 16 over 15. And I've already done this math in advance, so like, I'm not gonna make y'all deal with a whole bunch of that. Everybody okay there? Actually, I haven't done all the math in advance, sorry. Can somebody do real quick for me? Emma, do you have your calculator out? Yes, no, who has a calculator handy? Lynn, will you do this one right here, this part? And, who else has a calculator? Anybody else? Maddie, will you do this one? Negative six, well, this is gonna cancel, so this I don't need. I just need this over here, Lynn, for right now. 56 over 15. Alright, so we got this, and it's positive because I multiplied two negatives. Everybody okay there? And you could distribute it first, it would be okay. I'm just showing you to do it without that. Alright, so then over here I still have 4/5, and I'm not gonna write Q, I'm gonna use X. X plus 32 over 3. Everybody okay there? Yes? Alright, now, Lynn, take your 256 over 15, just hit subtract. And what am I subtracting, y'all? 30, we're gonna subtract 32 over 3 from both sides. Your calculator will do it for you. So when? 32 over 5? Over 5 is now equal to 4/5 X. Everybody okay there? Alright, now what do I do to get rid of 4/5? Say again?
Divide by.
Yeah, I'm dividing by 4/5. I really, technically, I can't divide by a fraction, so I'm gonna end up flipping it over, which means it's gonna come out nice. I'm gonna actually multiply both sides by 5 over 4. So here, the 4/5 cancel, and I'm left with X. The 5s are gonna cancel there, and I'm gonna end up with 32 divided by 4, which is 8. And if you worked it the other way, if you had distributed the negative 15 over 16 and gotten whatever that comes out to be, and then worked it the other way, you would still get the same thing, okay? Because I've worked it both ways. So if you're more comfortable doing that, that's totally fine, but this way works also. Because y'all have calculators do. If you're having to do it by hand, that'd take you a while, but with the calculator, it's not so bad. Everybody okay? Questions at all? Okay? Alright, what about, let's look at 6. What do y'all want to do there? Do you have a preference? This one, y'all tell me what you would do. More than one way. Or I'll ask it this way. Do you want to distribute the 1/3, or do you want to multiply off the negative 3? Because you can do it either way. What's your preference? Ben, what do you want to do? Distribute the negative 1/3? Okay. So if we're going to distribute the negative 1/3, all this stays. And I'm going to write X, y'all. Alright, so negative 1/3 times 2 is going to give me negative 2/3, right? And negative 1/3 times a negative 9 is going to give me positive 3. Everybody good there? Y'all want X on the left or on the right? Emily, X on the left or right? You want X on the right? Okay, so that means I'm going to subtract 5, 6 here and here. And if I move X to the right, then I have to move this 3 to the left. Everybody in agreement on that? Everybody okay with what I'm doing? Okay, that goes away. 21 minus 3 on the left gives me 18, and over here, whoops, that should be 5, 6. 2/3 is the same thing as 4, 6. So negative 4, negative 5, negative 9 over 6. Which would simplify, but I'm doing it in my head. So, alright, now what do I need to do to get rid of that? Yep, I'll multiply both sides by negative 6 over 9. Alright, so 18 divided by 9 leaves me with 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. So X is equal to a negative 12 there. And you can plug it in and check it. Everybody okay with that? Like, y'all need to get comfortable with fractions because we use them, we use them a lot in Algebra 1, we use them even more in Algebra 2, but your calculator will do it, okay? Just be careful. Alright, questions on that at all, or we're okay? Alright, this one here. What happens when I have a negative in front of a parentheses? It's got to distribute in. Like, I'm going to go ahead and distribute this and clean it up. So my 16 stays. This gives me negative 7, and I'm still going to use x and a negative 3. Everybody okay there? Yes? Okay, on the right side, I'm going to distribute the 8, and I'm going to have 8 minus 8x. All good? Now what happens here? Because I got 3 terms on the left, so what do I need to do? I got to combine my terms. So 16 minus 3 gives us 13. So I've got negative 7x plus 13 is equal to, and I'm going to switch the order of this, negative 8x plus 8. If you didn't switch the order, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Everybody okay? All right. X on the left or on the right, John?
X on the left.
I'm going to move it to the left. All right. So that means I'm going to add 8x here and add 8x here, which means I need to do what with the 13? Subtract it. Okay. That's gone. Negative 7x, positive 8x. Just leave me with x. Looks like negative 5 there. Questions on this so far? Is everybody comfortable? Yeah? Okay, got to turn the page. Going once. Yep. If y'all, like I will say, definitely, if you're more comfortable here distributing that first, absolutely. This one would be relatively easy to divide the 5 out. You just have to remember, if you do that first on this problem while they're finishing copying down, if you divided first in this problem number 7, you would have to divide this side by negative 5, where it would cancel, this by negative 5, and this by negative 5. Does that make sense to y'all? If you did it that way. Y'all would probably distribute first, which is totally fine. Everybody good? Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this one right here. I'm going to look at 9. I would probably simplify this numerator and multiply this off at the same time. Are y'all okay if I do it at the same time? Alright, so I'm multiplying this side by 2 so that these cancel, right? Everybody okay there? When I multiply this side by 2, because this is a binomial, I need to put parentheses around that. Everybody understand why, so that that gets distributed the correct way? Everybody comfortable there? Okay. Alright, so on the top, I've got to distribute this negative right there. Everybody good on that? Okay, so I have 10x minus x is going to give me what? 10x minus 1x? 9x. Okay, so I've got 9x here. And then I've got 17. And what happens with this 9 right here? It's going to become positive, so I have 17 plus 9, which is going to be 26. So that gives me 26 over there. Is everybody okay with what we did? I know in Algebra 1, we showed every single step. In Algebra 2, a lot of times I'm going to combine steps. Are y'all comfortable so far? Okay. All right, on this side, I've got to distribute the 2. So 2 times 3x is giving me 6x plus 2. Everybody good there? I'm not going any further on that. Y'all know how to solve. Is there anybody that does not know how to solve that from here? Okay, so some of these I'm not going to solve them all the way. I'm just going to get you through the more difficult part, and then solving a two-step linear equation, y'all should be able to handle that. All right, so there's that. These are a couple of special cases, so I'm going to look at both of these. So here we're going to have to distribute this so that we can combine some like terms on this side. Is everybody okay with that? All right, so 1 plus 3, I'm making that an x. 3x here is equal to 5 minus 5x plus 8x. Everybody okay there? Yes? All right, so when I combine like terms over here, what happens? What's going to happen right here? What's going to happen with 3x? They're going to cancel, right? This is going to go away with this because when I subtract 3 from 3, I get 0, right? So they're gonna cancel and I have 1 is equal to 5. Is that true? So they're not equal, so that is no solution. Will it happen? Yes. Very often? No. And I'm okay if you use the symbol if you get a no solution. Everybody all right there? Y'all should be comfortable with that. All right, this one, I'm gonna distribute that -8, so I'm gonna have negative 8x plus 40. What happens in this case? Yeah, they cancel, and this time I get 40 is equal to 40, which is true, and so if it is true, then what do I write? Y'all remember? Yeah, it can be written as a couple things. It can be all real numbers, which is this symbol right here, or you can say it is infinite solutions, which would be this symbol right here. Either one of those is fine. I'll take either one. Everybody okay there? Y'all remember that from Algebra 1? Everybody okay? Ethan, you good up there, baby? Okay, all right, proportions. When I have a fraction equals a fraction, this goes all the way back to 6th grade math. Y'all have rated for 6th grade? Yes? Okay, it goes all the way back to 6th grade. So when we work proportions, that's when you cross multiply and divide. Okay? Butterfly, yes, but that's what we call it. And cross multiply and divide, okay? So we're gonna multiply diagonally. So what that's gonna give me is 5 times x plus 4 on one side and 3 times 2 on the other side. Everybody okay with that? Yes? Okay, so then I would have 5x plus 20 is equal to 6, and I'm not going any further. Y'all can handle it from there. Everybody good? Okay, this one would be the same thing. I would cross multiply and I would have 10 times 2x minus 8 is equal to 8 times 5x minus 9. And then we would distribute and work that out. I'm not going any further. Y'all should be okay with that. Everybody okay so far? All right. I said, when I'm teaching you something new, I'm not gonna go super fast. But when I'm going over linear equations, like we're not gonna waste a bunch of time. All right, so when we get down here, these we are going to spend some time on because these are the ones that y'all have the most trouble with, okay? These are the literal equations where you're having to get one of the variables by itself. Y'all don't like these because it's a lot of letters and not very many numbers, and you can't get like a nice pretty x equals some number answer. That's why you don't like them. Okay, so in this problem right here, we're solving for pi. I want pi by itself. What's attached to pi? 2 and what? R. How are they both attached? Multiplication. How do I get rid of multiplication? Division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2r. Are y'all okay there? So when I divide this side by 2r, it goes away and it just leaves me with pi, which is what I want, right? Over here, can I do anything with this? Can't, so it just stays. And it's going to look like that. And that's all you can do. I know y'all don't like it, but that's how it is. Everybody okay there? Yes? All right, 16. I'm trying to get P. I've got 1/2 and A attached to it, right? Now, because this is a fraction, I want to get rid of the fraction first. How do I get rid of the half? I'm going to multiply off the 2. I'm going to multiply it off. And now I have 2a is equal to little a times p, right? Now what needs to go away? Little a. It's attached to p by, which I get rid of by doing? Go. By little a. So then p is equal to 2 times big A divided by little a. And that's it. Everybody okay? Questions or we're good? Okay, all right. This one, I want B, right? B is in the numerator, and I have a fraction, and anytime I have a fraction, or almost always, I want to get rid of that fraction. So the first thing I want to get rid of is C. How do I get rid of it?
We need all 9th graders to come to the office if you need a schedule.
How do I get rid of C?
Last call, 9th graders.
I'm going to multiply it off. So C over B over here cancels on this side. So now I have A plus B is equal to 5 times C, right? Okay, what do I want? B. So what needs to go away? A. How do I get rid of A? I'm gonna subtract A from both sides. So B is equal to 5C minus A. Everybody okay on that one? Right? This one, I want X. What do we need to move first?
Y.
The 3Y. So how am I getting rid of that? I'm gonna add 3Y to both sides. Okay, so it goes away there, so I got 3X is equal to 24 plus 3Y. Now what needs to go away? 3, and I need to get rid of it by dividing, and I have to divide everything by 3, every part of the problem. So both pieces of this get divided by 3, y'all okay there? Okay, cancels there, so X is equal to 24 divided by 3 is 8. So it looks like just plus Y back here. Everybody okay there? I would probably change the order of that, right? Y plus 8, but it's okay to be 8 plus Y for the moment. Everybody okay there? Alright. Based on what I said earlier, what do I want to get rid of first? The half, so I'm going to do what? Multiply both sides by 2. Okay, so that cancels with that. So I've got 14W is equal to W plus B. Now subtract W from both sides. So I've got B is equal to, looks like 13W. Everybody okay there? Alright, last one. I'm solving for N, and it's inside this parentheses, which is then multiplied times 180. So I can't do anything with that minus 2 because it's inside of parentheses. I gotta get rid of the 180 first, which means I need to do what with the 180? Divide both sides by 180. Okay, so I've got, are y'all okay if I write N minus 2 first? S over 180. Alright, so I got this. Now what needs to go away? The 2. Can I just subtract it from 180? No. Alright, so really, like, or sorry, add it. I'm gonna add it here, and I'm just gonna add it back there. Does that make sense? Because it's added to this fraction, and I don't know what that fraction is because S isn't, because I don't know what S is. So I have N is equal to S over 180 plus 2. And I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna do anything else. Everybody okay? Parker, will you stop that?